This is your boy DJ Amazing, Simply Amazing. Y'all already know. You subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you know it's gonna be hot and spicy like fire. Oh, I was fire up here. But anyway, this is your boy DJ Amazing. Y'all know I'm about to go live in like 30 seconds, and you know when I go live, the conversation is gonna be crazy. I mean, right now, before I do anything, all of my social medias are right there. All of my social, I'm verified on some, not all. I'm working on the other ones. So yes, you can see my TikTok, Instagram. You see them all. I don't have to say all of that. But with that being said, I'm a little quenched. I need something to drink. Thank you. As you see, I got my cores, keep me hydrated from getting dehydrated. You see how I did that? But I'm a little thirsty. Good water. But that's it. That's all. I'm about to be live in like 30 seconds. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. And if you're not currently subscribed, subscribe. Oh yeah, I can't forget about it. If you are my 500 subscriber, you're gonna get this beautiful, sexy Stanley cup, and it's the 40 one. It's the biggest one they have, like the biggest one they have. And I'm gonna mail it to you, number 500 subscriber on my YouTube channel. And when I get to 1,000 followers, you're gonna get $75 cash. Ching ching. Oh, she did that. By the way, shout out to my daughter. She shot this. She's the baddest producer you ever want to meet. Like, she did this. Like, it's my daughter. I mean, it's in her DNA. But let me shut up and stop talking and let y'all get in tune. So 30 seconds counting down now. Yo, what's up? You have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And we're about to be live in like 1 minute. So right now you're watching my commercial as I count down to 30. And as soon as these 30 seconds are up, we're going to be live on my YouTube channel. So y'all just give it a minute and enjoy looking at me and talking to me right here live on my YouTube channel. I love you, and I'm about to be live in 20 seconds. So
countdown.
We're going to count down that together. Psych! You thought we was going to count down, but I am. Well, my water's not in front of me, but shout out to Coors Light Hydrated Water. They're one of my sponsors. So, let me just shut up and let you come watch me live. So, y'all see me later. This is your boy DJ Amazing, Simply Amazing. Y'all already know. You subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you know it's gonna be hot and spicy like fire. Oh, I was fire up here. But anyway, this is your boy DJ Amazing. Y'all know I'm about to go live in like 30 seconds, and you know when I go live, the conversation is gonna be crazy. I mean, right now, before I do anything, all of my social medias are right there. All of my social, I'm verified on some, not all. I'm working on the other ones. So yes, you can see my TikTok, Instagram. You see them all. I don't have to say all of that. But with that being said, I'm a little quenched. I need something to drink. Thank you. As you see, I got my cores, keep me hydrated from getting dehydrated. You see how I did that? But I'm a little thirsty. Good water. But that's it. That's all. I'm about to be live in like 30 seconds. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. And if you're not currently subscribed, subscribe. Oh yeah, I can't forget about it. If you are my 500 subscriber, you're gonna get this beautiful, sexy Stanley Cup, and it's the 40 one. It's the biggest one they have, like the biggest one they have. And I'm gonna mail it to you, number 500 subscriber on my YouTube channel. And when I get to 1,000 followers, you're gonna get $75 cash. Ching ching. Oh, she did that. By the way, shout out to my daughter. She shot this. She's the baddest producer you ever want to meet. Like, she did this. Like, it's my daughter. I mean, it's in her DNA. But let me shut up and stop talking and let y'all get in tune. So 30 seconds counting down now. All right, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the first additional football season. We are officially in football season. It is July. I'm sorry, it is July. Now, I know it's just preseason, but any football is better than no football. Food. Chicken. Sorry about that. Let's get started. We already got one guest already up. Welcome, CM. This is the first additional episode of Let's Talk Football Talk.
Yo.
What's going on? I got some other guests that's supposed to come up. I've already sent them the invite. I'm waiting on one guy. He's a YouTuber. He talks football as well. So I'm just waiting for him to come and join. But it's officially football season. Well, it's preseason. Let's correct it. It's preseason. But like I said, any football is better than no football.
Yep, are you ready for some football?
I'm ready. I am most definitely ready. And I think the very first preseason game, let me pull it up on my phone. Hold on, I can pull it up here. The very first preseason game, I want to say it's the let me look. Hold on, give me a second. The very first preseason game is the Hall of Fame game on the 31st. Detroit Lions against the Chargers. The very first preseason game. It's going to be on NBC. So that's the very first preseason game of the month. And then we roll into preseason game the following week, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And I think it's only two preseason games this year. But if you know, who was your football team? I've never asked you. Who was your football team?
I just watch now.
So you're not a Cowboy fan, I hope.
No. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Go ahead, take your time. Take your time. As I said before, I'm ready. It's official. We're in that season. We're in the season for the breezing. My boy CJ Stark is ready. I'm ready. I don't know what's up with this lighting though. Hold on, let me fix this lighting. I think it's a little bit brighter than what it should be. Hold on, let me fix this lighting. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I can put it this way. Too much light. All right, that's a little bit better. Maybe my camera's a little fuzzy. Hold on. Let me fix that up real quick. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now let me invite my other guest back up And let me see where he's at. Let me see where other guys at. Just click the link and it'll bring you right up. Okay, while we wait for our guest to come up, I guess I'll talk Houston, Texas. I'll pull up the schedule. How about we do that? We could pull up the Houston, Texas schedule, and I'll give you my predictions on wins and losses. So give me a second while I pull that up. Of course, Houston football, your prediction of the season, and it's officially preseason. Okay, now, my guy says he's running a little bit late, so I guess we'll get into, like I said, we'll get into the football. Let me see here. Okay, Houston first preseason game is August the 9th. Houston, Texas versus Minnesota at 3 o'clock game. Now that's just a preseason game. Now we'll get our first look at our Houston Texans on August the 9th. We'll get our first chance to look at the O-line, to look at the receivers, to look at our tight ends. That's the three things I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at the O-line. I'm going to be looking at our receivers and the tight end. Those are three main things I'll be specifically looking at. Now, I know training camp is right around the corner as well. And we'll get our first look at training camp on, let me see if I get this date correctly. Our first look at training camp will be this month at 9 a.m. And we'll get our look at our team. I'll get my first look privately with the other fans, the O-line at training camp. My first look, I want to see the O-line at training camp. That's going to be my focus. My focus is going to be looking at the O-line, seeing how they look, wondering, what they, is our line blocking? Is our line, are they together? Are they ready? That's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at certain things that I'm going to be specifically looking for at training camp. Now, I've invited a few other people up, and I don't know if they're actually going to come up, join. I don't know. But again, I got some people that's just who they are. It's not like I don't enjoy being in the group chat. Yeah, I do. But you got a few people that just, I guess they just enjoy me being in the group chat on the on Space, on X. I don't mind being in that, but like I said, they got their own podcast, which I support. Any H-Town podcast, I'm gonna support because that's the team. That's just our team. I'm gonna support it, but it's not as though, I don't know how to really put it into words, but everybody got their own podcast and they got their certain groups, certain cliques that just who they click up with and who they want to join and who podcast they want to be a part of, which is cool. No problem with that. But support other people's podcasts as well, which my good friend Ruben, I've been knowing him for quite a while. He's the one who hooked me up with this shirt. He's not a part of the team no more, but I support his podcast all the time. He's a good guy, and why not? Why not? But if you can see, you're more than welcome to join the podcast. I got a few people who running a few late who claiming they're gonna come, but we'll see. We will see. But in the time in between time, I'm going to read. Give me a second. Like I said earlier, we get our first look at the team August the 9th, our very first preseason game. And we'll get our first look at the O-line, the receivers that we drafted. Now, those are two main things I'm going to be personally looking at. As I said before, I'm gonna be looking at that. Now, for the okay, if there's anything else, I have the everybody that's a part of the team. I got everybody that's a part of the team right here. Now, some of these people may not be a part of the team later on because they're gonna make cuts. The very last preseason game, they're gonna start making cuts. Who's gonna make the 53-man roster? Or is it 50? Is it 53 or 56 now? I want to say it's the 56-man roster now. We drafted some great receivers, some O-line. We got some good people who we drafted this year. And I'm interested to see, how they're shaping out. Are they going to make the team? Are they going to do what they need? Are they going to do what they need to do? There's quite a few things that I have questions about. And the only way I'm going to get them answers is by going to training camp, going to the preseason game, putting your eyes on the team. Because the team can tell you what's going on, but it's nothing like putting your own eyes on the team. Let's see how the team is really going on. Let's see what's going on really with the team. Is the team doing certain things? We'll get all these questions answered at training camp. What are you going to be looking for when you go to training camp? Y'all can put it in the comments and put it in the live chat. What are you looking for at training camp? Because as for me, I'm looking at the O-line. I'm looking at the receivers. Those are two main things that I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at everybody on the line, and I got the roster of the line. Who's on the line? And I got a few people who got a couple of questions. I got a few questions myself. Titus Howard, I got a few questions for him. Me and him had back and forth words last year, but we came to an understanding on what used to be Twitter, now known as X. Now, I want to see the guy make it. I want to see if Titus Howard really going to do the job. Now, everybody say he's looking good. He says he wants to be the leader. I am always a person that will give you the benefit of a doubt. That's just me. I will give you the benefit of a doubt until you show me otherwise. I will give you the benefit of a doubt until you show me otherwise. Now, I don't know all these other people. Now, Shaq Mason, I don't know. I question things until I put my eyes on the O-line. Till I look at these guys do their job. Because even ESPN has said if everybody can stay healthy, we have a clear shot at making it till we have places that we've never made it. To that bowl, to that Houston, Texas Super Bowl. And let me tell you, if the Houston, Texas can make it to the Super Bowl, Houston is going to go ballistic. Houston is going to go even harder than they did when the Astros won their first championship. Even harder than the Houston Rockets when they won their championship. Houston is going to go crazy. We are going to have a field day. I think if we can get the job done, okay, that's all I can say. Oh my God. It's so many things that I want to see my team do. Do I have? Now, I'll give you my prediction. I think we can get 11 wins. And maybe we can get home field advantage. I have high hopes for this team. For the past 2 years, we've won back-to-back playoffs, gotten the playoffs, almost made it to the championship. but we have not done that yet. Now, if you ask me personally, this team can do it. Not mine, our Houston Texans can shine like a light bright. Is there a few things that we need to tighten up and clean up? Sure. Sure. Well, I appreciate one of my friends who just texted me, AD. He's unable to join us tonight because he's out of town right now. But that's all right. As I keep stating to you guys, I'm going to push this podcast the whole football season until I get my podcast off the ground. You have to keep pushing your own podcast until you get what you want and get where you want to be. Because as I said, I didn't get 205 subscribers for nothing. I currently have 205 subscribers because I work for each and every one of those subscribers. And it's not easy building a YouTube channel. Now, my TikTok, I'm there. I can get on my TikTok live and easily get 100 people to join my live. That's easy. And most of the time, that's what I normally do. Like I say, some people have their own agendas. Some people have their own agenda of what they want to do with their pages, which I'm cool with. I have no beef with it. I have no beef with no one. I love all my Houston Texans fans. I love my Houston Texans. And I want to see my team go somewhere it's never been. Because that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about I. It's about the team. And there is no I in team. It's about all of us getting to where we want to be, going to where we want to be. And we all want to be in the Super Bowl in February. But for us to get to the Super Bowl, there's the few things that this team needs to do. And like I said earlier, I put my eyes on the O-line and the receivers, and I see what I need to feel and see what I need to see and get it out my system where I can officially say, hey, my wide receivers are cutting up. Hey, I haven't seen the football touch the ground not one time. Hey, the O-line is together. Hey, the O-line have impressed me. These things have to be said. These things need to be said. And as I said before, there's some things that I personally want to see. And we can accomplish these things. These things could be accomplished one or two ways. The Houston Texans need to be dangerous. I need people to say the Houston Texans are dangerous. Because the secondary, DeMeco Ryans got that secondary looking fierce. I'm not worried about our secondary. That's not the worry. The cornerbacks, that's not the worry. The free safeties, that's not the worry. Because they're doing their job. Everybody's doing, and another thing that I would love to see, I would love to see TJ Watt on this team. I'm hearing rumblings that TJ Watt wants a new contract, and they have not given him a new contract. TJ Watt would look good on the Houston Texans. Not saying we don't got a good pass rush, but to add TJ Watt to the Houston Texans team, to that already good pass rush that we have, imagine Will Anderson, TJ Watt on the same team. TJ Watt, Will Anderson on the same team at the same time. Just think about that. TJ Watt lining up on one side, Will Anderson lining up on the other side, all trying to get to the quarterback. You're going to have to plan for us. you're going to have to plan for the Houston Texans. Ain't no way people going to be sitting there saying, oh, we can beat the Houston Texans. No. You're going to have to plan for us because that pass rush is fierce. We need to go into this season saying, people need to go into this season saying the Houston Texans are a threat. I want people saying, oh, man, we got a plan for the Houston Texans. I want teams to understand that this is not the same old Houston Texans that just get beat and just lay down, because we don't do that no more. We don't lay down anymore. We put people down. We make people feel what we need them to feel. And believe me not, you're going to feel us one way or the other. One way or the other, you're going to feel us. H-Town, every team, we're going to put y'all on notice. You know what I'm saying? Understand the players that we have on our team. And the team has even said, everybody take us as a joke. Everybody take the Houston Texans as a joke. But before I say another word, before I say anything else, let me introduce, this guy, he's a Houston Texans podcast legend to me. He's the one who hooked me up with this shirt. He's a good friend and a good podcast host of his own show. None other than Ruben. What's up, my guy?
Man, I'm trying to get on the camera. You got to give me a couple seconds, DJ. I'm not sure why he's doing this, but put me out. I'm trying to come back in, okay?
Yes, sir. Take your time, man. Take your time. All right. But as I said earlier, this team, people are going to be put on notice. There is no more Houston Texans lay down. Houston Texans are trash. One thing we're not is the Dallas Cowboys. You see, people look at us and say, we've never been there. We've never been to a Super Bowl. We don't know what a Super Bowl look like. We don't know what a Super Bowl feel like. But let me tell you something. If we can get TJ Watts on this team is already stacked as it is. I got it. The team is already stacked enough. Imagine having TJ Watt added to this team. I want this team to be demons. That's right, I said it. I want this team to be demon. When people play against us, I want y'all to respect us. Put some respect on the name of Houston, Texas. When you see D'Amico Ryans, when you see Will Anderson, when you see my boy CJ Strauss, you're going to put some respect on his name. Oh, yeah. You will put some respect on H-Town name. Because one thing about it, people keep on saying that we ain't it. We are him. We are him. Let me put it in layman's terms for you. How can I say it in a respectful? Because I don't want to curse. Because I'm on YouTube. I don't want to curse. But I will say this. I'd be damned if anybody run over the Houston Texans. Because as I just said, our very first preseason game is August the 9th. We get our first look against Minnesota. Now, we may not play hard because it's a preseason game, but we get a chance to see how the team is progressing. We need to see progress, continuous progress. Because when September rolls around, when our very first game against the LA Rams, September the 7th, we need to show up, pull up, and make people throw up that H. I said it. Let me say it again. One more time for the people in the back. Let me say it one time. We going to show up, we going to pull up, and make the other team throw up. And make H-Town show up. That's right. People going to put some respect on our name. And I said that. And if you don't like me, that's cool. You don't have to like me. But you're going to like my team. You're going to respect the H-Town. Because I will be at training camp. I will be pumping up the fans. I'm going to pump up the team. I'm going to say whatever I need to tell my our Houston, Texas, hey, Hey, man, I need y'all to show up this year. Hey, man, y'all doing good. Hey, man, I'm going to say what needs to be said. I will say I am the voice of the voiceless when it comes to this H-Town. You can call me the CM Punk of H-Town. I say what needs to be said. I'll say what people are scared to say. I will say what needs to be said. And I have no problem saying what needs to be said to our Houston Texans. Because one thing for sure about myself, I'm unapologetic, and nobody put no fear in me. Because the only person that put the fear in me is the man above. That's it. The man above. I ain't scared of nothing else. But I tell you one more thing. Y'all see it? Now, I understand number 20 ain't on our team no more. I get that. But when Ruben come up, he's going to tell you. He's going to let you know how he feels about the Houston Texans. What's really going on with the Houston Texans? How does he feel about the O-line? How does he feel about the wide receivers? And what's his take on H-Town? Like I said before, you don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. I just need you to understand the Houston Texans is a team that will be respected. We will earn the respect of everybody out there that got something to say. I'm going to tell you, I live against two Cowboy fans. My neighbor's a Cowboy fan, and my other neighbor is a Cowboy fan. And every time we have game day, I get up and I hang my flag outside. But you know what I'm going to do this season? Before the season even starts? I'm going to make sure I record this. I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to get some cement. I'm going to cut my grass, and I'm going to cut me a little round circle in my grass. I'm going to post some cement, and I'm going to get a flagpole. And I'm going to raise that flag up. And I want people to notice. I want this whole neighborhood, because I live in a house. I'm going to raise the flag up. I'm not going to just put it on my house. I'm going to get a flagpole put in the ground at my house, because I want everybody to know who I am and what I represent and what I stand for. And what I stand for is excellence, Houston Texans, Swarm. We are who we are. And what we won't be, we won't be. But one thing we will see, we will win the AFC South. We will make the playoffs. And just maybe, just a little bit of power and a little bit of team energy, we can get to that promised land that we have not been, an AFC championship game. We can then say, hey, the Kansas City don't scare me. Patrick Mahomes don't scare me. Baltimore Ravens don't scare me. There's nobody on there's only one team that scares me on this NFL schedule. There's only one team that scared me. And I'm going to tell you that team. There's only one team that scares me. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you. The only team that scared me on the schedule is week 8. Week 8 against the San Francisco 49ers. That's the only team that scares me. It's the 49ers. On this whole schedule, that is the only team that I'm going to say, well, hold on. The 49ers and the Chargers. The Chargers and the 49ers are the only two teams that kind of put a little fear in me. But the rest of this NFL schedule, don't nobody scare me on the rest of this NFL schedule.
Now I got it.
Welcome.
There you go.
There's my boy, man. And before I say this
let
again,
me make sure I'm not live. Hey, look at that shirt, bro.
Hey, man, I'm gonna say it again. My boy hooked me up with the shirt. I think last year, or the year before last.
No, that was year one, man.
Huh?
That's year one, dude.
Hey, I still wear the shirt proudly. I stand tall for my team. But let me give you a proper introduction because you deserve one. Because you've been on this team talking about this team when nobody wanted to be affiliated with us, when nobody wanted to be down with us, when everybody talked it down on the team. You hung in there and hold this team down. So without this being said, it's the man, the myth, the legend. You see who he is. It's 713 Houston, Texas Sports. My boy Ruben. There you are.
What's going on, DJ? Thanks for having me on, man. Happy we could finally get this on.
Finally, I can finally say I got my boy on the show. And again, I got to get that hat, man. That hat, I need it. I got all hats over here, but I need that specific hat. So
man, dude, this was a drop from Fitted Dad. So I got to hit him up, see if he has any extra ones. But he just dropped one today. Hold on. Let me show you because this is absolutely fire. Hold on, my fault. Look at that.
Oh, that's icy.
That's tough. That's tough.
But that hat right there, you gotta respect that hat right there. You got like, if I see a person wearing that, all I can do is throw it up.
That's it.
But how do you feel about this team? What is your prediction? What are some of the things you're looking for at training camp? Most importantly, what are you specifically looking for at training camp?
Yeah, so I think the first thing that I'm going to be looking at is who's going to be the center for this team at OTAs, at mandatory minicamp. The first center thrown out there was Jake Andrews, which was a surprise to everyone because we were having convos about Juice Scruggs, Jared Patterson being the starting center. No, in comes Jake Andrews. And when you look at the history between Jake Andrews and new offensive line coach Cole Popovich, you find out that when Jake Andrews was at Troy, he was a center, and his offensive line coach just happened to be Cole Popovich. Jake Andrews, he enters the draft process. Cole Popovich himself, well, I don't know if it was himself, but when he had a conversation with someone from the New England Patriots, and he told them, hey, I was on the New England staff last year. If I was there right now, I would draft Jake Andrews. And lo and behold, I believe in the 4th round, the Patriots selected Jake Andrews. Fortunately, didn't work out. Now he's a Houston Texan. And DJ, if he's thrown out there as the first center during, one-on-ones, you could pencil him in as your starting center for the 2025 season. And I think it's his job to lose.
I could roll with that. I could definitely roll with that. What do you think about Titus Howard? Me and him had words, but I'm kind of pushing for the guy. I'm pushing for him.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Titus Howard. It's funny because I even said this last year. Titus Howard does not strike me as a swarmer. And for those of you who don't know, swarming is a phrase used here for the Houston Texans. Special work ethic and relentless mindset. We're swarming here, me and DJ, but Titus Howard, Laremy Tunsil, we would say those ain't swarmers, right? You see the Instagram fits, you don't see in the gym, in the lab, working out. But now that Titus Howard is the veteran of the group, he's been here, he's one of the last remaining essence of Bill O'Brien.
He says he wants to be a leader in the lock. When I saw him live, he said he wants to be the leader. He wants to be the man. He wants to be the new he wants to be the man.
Well, I love to hear that. And if he could back it up, then I have a lot more confidence in this offensive line, DJ, because you asked me earlier what my expectations were. And, the obvious ones are double-digit wins, your 3rd AFC South championship in a row. And, you get to the 2nd round of the playoffs and hopefully get to the 3rd round of the playoffs, somewhere where you've never been before. I find myself continuing to say, we're an offensive line away. We're an offensive line away. Like, I literally say this every night, DJ. The Houston Texans are an offensive line away from a Super Bowl. And damn it, if they get it this year, it's going to be so much fun.
And it's funny that you say that because I talked to a football coach who actually coaches football. And he's a Texas fan. And he studies the team backwards and forward. And he even said, if we can stay healthy with the receivers that we have, and if the line could do what the line needs to do and stay together, he said he would definitely see us going to the Super Bowl. Now, I've known this guy for a long time, and I've never heard him say that. And for him to say that means something because he's actually a football coach. So I think
No.
we have a damn good chance.
Like you said, we have to stay healthy and it has to work out. I'm not asking for the best offensive line in the world. Of course, I would love a top 5 offensive line, but realistically, you're not going to get that kind of a jump in year 1. I just need this offensive line to be adequate. If they're the 16th best offensive line in the NFL, give it to me, because I could only fathom what type of offense we are going to have. And if CJ Stroud has time to operate, DJ, we've seen him be surgical. We've seen him, in year 1, when you have a stat compared to Joe Montana and Tom Brady, 2 of the greatest of all time. What are we talking about here? You got to protect your quarterback. And me, I don't care who it is. The best 5 need to be out there. If it's Ariante Ursary at right tackle, give me that right there too. You need to protect CJ Stroud. And if it's not working during the season, then you got to start making a move in the deadline.
Who do you want at receivers at first? Like, who do you want to? Okay, like this one. Who do you want to see the first 2 preseason games for as receivers? Who are you looking at receiver? Because we know number 12 is straight. We know Nico Collins is straight, but who do you want to see outside of him? Like, when I go to training camp, I'm gonna be looking at the O-line and the receivers. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Of course, the one that sticks out is Jaden Higgins.
For sure.
Your second round pick, who's been the talk of OTAs, the talk of minicamp. There was the highlight of him running in coverage and a one-handed snag, perfect throw.
We saw that.
CJ Stroud. Christian Kirk, I want to see. And I think a lot of people are forgetting about Christian Kirk. And, it's not a bad thing. It's just we are so excited to see these young talent of receivers in Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel take it from the same alma mater. But I think Christian Kirk is going to have just opportunities to be a big play guy for us. We heard that 2 of his catches, in 11 on 11s were 30-yard gains each. So we see Christian Kirk out there just creating havoc, just making big plays. And then you got the young boys just eating down, down under. It's going to be fun.
We got Nick Chubb. We didn't even discuss Nick Chubbs and Joe Mixon too. What do you think about the new person we got on the team, Nick Chubb? Do you think he's going to add to the team, or do you think it's going to be like another one of those guys that we just recently had that we let go that's in New England now?
I think that fans should halter their expectations about Nick Chubb. Of course, we want him to be 100% healthy, and if that is the case, then he's probably one of the best running backs in football. But that knee injury is pretty bad. Was pretty bad. It was the same knee that he injured in Georgia as well. He's coming off of a broken foot last year. I'm not looking for 100% Nick Chubb. I would love it, but realistically, if you get a 70% Nick Chubb, then you got yourself a damn good RB2. So
is this a good argument to say that he reminds me of Arian Foster? He has a lot of Arian Foster traits.
No.
Traits.
No, I would say no. No. Arian Foster was.
I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why I said that. The way he
Nick Chubb is not as shifty as Arian Foster.
No, but the way he run and he's shifty. And once he gets to the secondary, he's gone. He's gone.
I don't know. I don't know. That's not a hill I'm gonna die on, but I'm excited for Nick Chubb. And if he gets back to that 100%, then look out, because you have him, you have Joe Mixon. Right now, we're just waiting to see if Joe Mixon's healthy. I think he had an interview come out today that I'm about to hear after this. But if healthy, man, this team's gonna be damn good.
What do you think about the free agent possibly TJ Watt coming to the Houston Texans?
I don't see that happening whatsoever.
He wants a new contract, and if they don't give him one, he could be a restricted free agent.
So who's going to be your edge? So who's he replacing?
Huh?
So who is he replacing? Because 2 of your edges are Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. Come on, DJ. We know this is not realistic. What are we doing here?
I've just fantasizing about that. You gotta look at your chops at Will Anderson and CJ and TJ Watt on the line together.
Let me ask you a question. We would have to pay TJ this offseason.
I mean, our boy general manager, he knows how to make magic
No, no,
happen.
no,
He's
no,
done
no,
it
no,
before.
no. But I'm asking, like, if we were to make that move, like, will we have to pay him this offseason?
I would have to go back and look at his contract. I don't know his contract stat. I just
Okay.
looked at it. I don't know his contract stat.
Well, regardless, if it's in the next 2 years, you know who else you have to pay, DJ?
Yeah, our quarterback and our pass rush.
Okay. So realistically, this makes zero sense at all, because I'm not gonna pay another, edge rusher when I have to pay my young one, and then I have to make CJ Stroud the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I don't see TJ Watt happening. Maybe on Madden.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thought of him being on the same team, just all these good pass rushers that we have. That would be sick. That would be demon time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go this way on the team then. Who are you looking for as on the coaching staff? Who are you looking for to taking the next step as the coaching staff? Who you want to see take the next step in the coaching staff? Because me, like you just said, Popovich and the O-line coach.
Yeah. Well, Popovich is the offensive line coach. He also got the run game coordinator job as well. But I think the obvious answer is Nick Caley, your new offensive coordinator. If he does take the next step, and if we're talking about next step, we're talking him being potentially a next head coach, which would mean he was successful in his 1 year of calling plays for the Houston Texans. Then I can only fathom what type of season we're going to have. But if Nick Caley is in fact the guy we think he is, and he brings that New England Rams style of offense, his own offense, it's going to be real fun.
And while you say that, what do you think about that matchup we're going to have with them? I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, that matchup that we're going to have week 1. I mean, are we going to be ready? I have several questions. This is why I can't wait to go to training camp, so I can get those feelings out the way, so I can just see what I need to see and feel what I need to feel, like this team is going to do what they need to do.
Yeah, it's the storyline of the student trying to beat the master, and it's Nick Caley, new OC, Sean McVay, great offensive mind for the Los Angeles Rams. I think the defense will be prepared because this defense is going to be elite. I just wonder if the offense is going to start off slow.
Well, they say they want to be nasty, fierce, and I forgot what else they say. They say they want to be nasty, fierce, and people to understand you got the game plan for us. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
they want the game plan and get some respect on Houston's name.
Oh, for sure. And and if we come out the gate just punching people in the mouth, then Nick Caley's exactly who we thought he was going to be, and that's going to be real fun.
Is there anybody on the schedule that you're fierce? I said the LA Rams. And I said the LA Chargers are the only 2 teams that really scare me on the schedule. To me,
Baltimore doesn't scare you?
No, you know why? Because
a team. Well, hold up, DJ. A team that you haven't scored a touchdown against, you're not scared of? You're 0-3 against them.
The Bird have showed us how to slow down Mr. Mahomes. Mr. Mahomes was a big crybaby that whole game. He couldn't get anything off.
Come on, DJ. They beat us 40-2, brother.
He did.
Come on, brother.
I will give him his due. I will give the devil his due. But the devil, it's time to pay. It's time for him to pay.
To me, it's the Baltimore Ravens. It's the team that you haven't even looked like a competent football team against. You bring up the Chargers. We made Justin Herbert look silly. So, I'm not worried about LA the same way I'm worried about Baltimore. Baltimore is the pinnacle of where we need to be. And I think they're going to be one of the best teams in the AFC again.
I'm gonna give you a prediction that nobody's saying, and I guess I'm the only one scared. I'm not scared to say it. I don't think Kansas City gonna make the playoffs this year. I said it. I don't think Kansas City won't make the playoffs this year. We have to look at it. We have to look at Baltimore. If that be the case, Baltimore will be the problem.
Well, I'm not gonna doubt Patrick Mahomes, but it would not shock me if they have a down year. They've been having a run the last 5 years as one of the the prominent franchises in all of sports, really. So it would not shock me if that happens, but I'm never going to bet against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Well, the reason I said it because he's been so good. It's not because of his O-line. It's because 3 people. I would say about 3 or 4 people make him look good. It's about 3 or 4 people on that team that make him look good.
Who?
Well, he no longer has that tight end no more. He's gonna be. For understand, he's retired, right?
No,
he didn't retire.
Travis Kelce did not retire, DJ.
I guess I was wrong there, but
Okay, but hold on. But didn't he lose Tyreek Hill and then won a Super Bowl?
He did.
Oh, come on, DJ. Like we gotta come on,
I'm
man.
trying to talk up our team. I'm trying to talk up our team and get us where we need to be.
No, for sure. But we also have to acknowledge the teams that have just had our number the last couple of years. You know, like Kansas City, Baltimore is who we should be looking at. I don't give a damn about anyone other than those two. Because those other teams, well, like I said, against Baltimore, you don't even look like a college football team against Baltimore.
That's true.
And against Kansas City, you can't beat Kansas City. You haven't been able to beat them since you were 24.
I hate having to say that. I hate having to even say that out of my mouth. But you're right.
Yeah. So it's like we got to give them, that respect. But also, of course, we're coming for them. Those are the only two people, that I'm looking at. Of course, the Bills also, but we took one from the Bills, so I would say, we could compete with them. But
and they're gonna be looking to get their get back at us this year. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be looking to get their good back. I want CJ Sharp to be our Roman Reigns. That's what I want. I want CJ Sharp to be our Roman Reigns, to be acknowledged.
Yeah. No, I'm excited.
So, anything else you got that you want to put out? I mean, me, like I said, I know what I'm looking for when I go to training camp. The O-line and the receivers is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think the last thing for me would just be, just CJ Stroud, and just how he is as a year 3 quarterback. I'm talking about just being more vocal, and not saying he's not vocal, but just we know that that's the sheriff, that's the guy in command. The same way we saw Peyton Manning operate, with his offensive line. That's kind of what I want to see, from CJ. But I'm excited, man. I can't wait to be there.
It's contract year. I think he's going to ball out. I think Will Anderson is going to have double-digit sacks. I think they both going to ball out. It's contract year. And you know anything about contract year, you're going to show up and show out. So I'm hoping to see them two guys make the team have energy. I'm hoping my team just every time we sit down and watch a game, it's just like, wow, that was just wowing us.
Dude, I pray that too. I hope so.
Same here. So anything else you want to put out, my friend? Like I said, drop it in the comments where you got that heck. I want, if I gotta go to training camp and your guys up there, it's up there. How much is he charging for those hats? Well, that $70 is kind of high for my price. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but you gotta pay if you want. You gotta pay if you want it. But they're not 70; they're $60 even. His name's Fitted Dad. He drops hats on just every week. The hat that I got, that I showed you was the one I bought. I'm dropping daily Houston Texans content on my YouTube channel. I'm on Bleacher Report Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. And I have a show on ESPN 97.5 called The Swarm. But DJ, thank you for having me on, man. This was a blast.
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming, man.
All right, man. Have a blessed one.
You too. Now, before I leave, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to give you my final thoughts of the Houston Texans. I'll be right back. What's good, you guys? This is once again, I am back. Thank you for joining the Houston Texans chat. And I will say I've had a great honor and a privilege with my good friend Ruben. I will continue to do these once a week. My final prediction and thoughts. I think we're going to have an 11 season win, 4 losses, get into the playoffs, and just go wow. I think we're going to go wow. I think we're going to show up and show out. With that being said, I have definitely enjoyed everybody coming. One of my other good friends, CM, didn't stay long. I don't know why he didn't stay long, but I appreciate him coming in for a few seconds. But there is a good friend of mine that was supposed to come up. He's a Colts fan, and I wanted to get his thoughts on his team. I just sent him a text message so he can give his thoughts on the rivalry team against the Colts. Now, I guess, like I say, he's my friend. He is my good friend, but of course, he's on the other side. He's a Colts fan. What he got to say about the Colts? I don't even think the Colts know who their quarterback is going to be. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? And we already know Jacksonville will do what Jacksonville do. We ain't even got to discuss Jacksonville. Tennessee will do what Tennessee always do. Now, there's supposed to be some new uniforms for that game. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing there's supposed to be a new uniform unveiled to play them. Now, if you ask me, I'm going to say that and leave it at that. Now, the only team that, like I said, that scared me is Los Angeles and the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are the only team that put some fear. There is no other team that put no fear in me. Now, like my homeboy just said, Patrick Mahomes, maybe. Nope, don't nobody else put no fear in me like that. Now, it is what it is, and what it won't be, it won't be. So you guys, with that being said, I guess he's not going to come. So it is what it is. I've enjoyed you guys hanging out with me. You guys have a good day. And get ready for some H-Town football. It is officially football season. And baby, let me tell you, I don't care if it's preseason. I'm going to watch me some football. I am. You guys have a good day.
I used to give a fuck, but then I stopped. I used to entertain these hoes, but then I stopped. I used to fuck with fake niggas, then I stopped. I used to help a lot of losers, then I stopped. Then I stopped. Bitch, I stopped. Now.
All right, before I leave, there's one more thing I forgot to put out there. Training camp tickets are sold out. The Houston, Texas, this season tickets are sold out. You can't get any more. So that tells me two things. People know H-Town finna show up and show out. Period, point blank. We are going to show up and we're going to show out. I love my H-Town to the point to where I know that we're going to go all the way this year. Can't nobody tell me no different that we're not going to show up and show out this year. You can say what you want about my football team, but one thing you will not say about my team is that we are going to be trash. Well, I can tell you what team is going to be trash, what team you know is going to be trash, and that is that annoying fan base, the Dallas Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong. An accident waiting to happen. Them Dallas Cowboys. Oh, yeah. You already know. But that being said, I'm going to go off and get off this internet, man. I'm hungry. I got to go get me something to eat. Y'all know I'm a wing man. And if you like this video and you like what I said and you feel what I said, like this video, share this video, And there's a comment button right over there to the left. Leave your thoughts and your comments. Leave your prediction. Leave what you thought. I don't care what you do. Just make sure you leave a comment on this video.